Hello, students. Welcome to Saraswat classes again. And the question that has been asked over here, the major product formed in the following reaction, we got to find that out. Okay. So here we see we have a acetal. This portion is a thioketal, and this portion is a so this is a cyclic thioketal, as ketal, right? And this is a cyclic acetal. Now, question is they have been treated with trifluoroacetic acid in presence of water. Trifluoroacetic acid is stronger acid, okay, but not as strong as HCl, okay, like equals HCl, not strong as mineral acids, but it's strong, comparatively strong than glacial acetic acid. The question here is, we know the in the presence of aqueous medium, in presence of acid, the ketals and acetals they open up. Okay, now whether a non-cyclic one will open up or a cyclic one will open up is the question. Whether a thioketal will open up in comparison to a simply ketal, that is the question. Okay, so the first option, as you can see, this is getting opened up, but the remaining two are intact. Here, this one and that one gets opened up, which is they're trying to say that maybe the simply acetals are less stable than that of the thioketal. And then you have ketal opening up and the this one opening up and this one is intact. So and in the last one, all of these are opened up. Okay. So theory here is that these type of cyclic systems, when they are formed, in terms of entropy, if two molecules are reacting, okay, two molecules are reacting. Suppose this is the cyclic uh, acetal that is formed. Okay, so you have a aldehyde reacting with a diol, and for that, two molecules of water will go away. Okay, but when you have a alcohol, that is two units of alcohol reacting with a aldehyde, then obviously for two molecules of the, what should I say, the alcohol, two molecules of water are given away. So in terms of reactants and products, okay, when you have a formation of a cyclic acetal, there is increase in entropy. So we can call this something like a cleavage effect that is happening because there is a cyclic ring formation. And for that, we will say since there is an increase in entropy on the product side, so this is giving extra stability. Or we can say that the cyclic acetals or thioacetals or thioketals, okay, are more stable than their non-cyclic analogs. Okay, so for that reason, we can say when we are using a trifluoroacetic acid, it is the non-cyclic acetal that will be cleaved preferentially because there is no stabilizing factor over here, as we see in the case of the cyclic ketals or in the case of cyclic acetals. So what will be our answer over here? Obviously, it is going to be A. So here A is going to be our answer. All right. For the next question. Question is directly from Stuart Warren, Clayton Waters, Greaves, and I have already given you the section from which the question has been asked. Is it basically, thermodynamic control and kinetic control product? Okay, so it's basically called KCP, TCP, KCP versus TCP. So here the question is the major product formed in the reaction. Temperature is high. That is one indication that you are dealing with a thermodynamic product over here and not a kinetic product. You're using KCN and you have a alpha beta unsaturated ketone. That means it can either go a 1,2 addition or a 1,4 addition. Now, which is a more stable one? 1,4 addition or 1,2 addition? That is the first thing. Is your 1,2 addition a kinetic product or 1,4 addition a thermodynamic product? That is the next question that one has to ask. Theory is given in the book of Stuart Warren. All I'm going to do is just go through it so that you can understand what they are asking. Product that forms faster is called a kinetic product. Okay. Product that is more stable is a, as I said, thermodynamic product. Conditions that give rise to kinetic product are kinetically controlled conditions, and the one that gives rise to thermodynamic product is going to be called as thermodynamic conditions. Okay. Now here, question is why the addition at 1,2 is faster than that of the conjugate addition. So here we will say, although the beta carbon to the CO group carries some positive charge, the carbon on the carbonyl group is going to have, because CO bond is more polar than that of a CC bond, double bond. So it is going to have a more negative positive charge. That is in the sense it is more electropositive. So that factor will now encourage the nucleophiles to go and attack at this point, okay, then at this point. Okay. So it is basically simply we can say from the point of electrostatic point of view, negative charge will go to that particular carbon having more positive charge. Okay. So that is what we will say. Now, why the conjugate addition product is more stable? That one needs to explain. So that means if it is more stable, then we are saying it is a thermodynamic product and not a kinetic product. Okay. So in the conjugate addition product, we gain. So it is in terms of bond energy. Okay. There is a CC sigma bond formation for sure. Now that means the C double bond O bond remains intact. Okay. Whereas in a 1,2 addition, we lose the C double bond O. So we are losing over here 369 kilojoules per mole. Whereas if we do not, we will break only the CC bond, we are losing 280 kilojoules per mole. So in terms of energy, where is the more energy loss when it is a 1,2 addition? So if this is a 1,2 addition, then what we will say? It is kinetically controlled, but energetically it is a less favorable process. But when it is a 1,4 addition, then it is a energetically more favorable process. Okay. And that is what has been written over here. I just highlighted the data over here so that it is easier for you to understand instead of reading the whole paragraph that you can go through. So as you can see, it was directly a question from the book. See, it's the same question. All right. Okay. Now, so our answer over here is obviously going to be, that is C. C is our answer. Okay. Let's go and check the next question. All right. Whenever you get questions on NMR, the first thing you try to identify is the different environments for the hydrogen. And accordingly, the chemical shift will happen. Okay. That is what I will suggest when you get any question on NMR. Now, I have written the first molecule A over here. As you can see, I'm counting the different types of environment for the hydrogen. That means different carbon atoms I have to identify first, and the protons attached to it. So this is methyl, one type of hydrogen is going to be here. Next to that is a chlorine. So this is going to be in different environment. Then we have, these are two C types. Then we have two D types. Then we have E. So in total count, there is 5. Question is saying what? A compound shows HNMR peaks at delta values in ppm, that is parts per million. 7.31 2H protons are there. 7.21 2H protons are there. 4.5 2H protons are there. 2.3 3H protons are there. Okay. So there are 4 types, but in the first compound you're getting 5 types. So cannot be our answer. Simple. Okay. B, you have 1 type, then B, C type, and D type. Okay, this can be our answer. C, You can see 1, then you have the methyl, which is B, you have a C, you have a D, you have a E, you have a F. Oh my God, that is like almost 6 types of hydrogen. Cannot be our answer because question says 4. What about this one? D, A, B, B, C, C. So this can also be our answer. Now have a look. 4, 7 will obviously be the signal for your hydrogens present in benzene. Okay, that is why it is gone over here. We will say downfield. Now 4.5, it is going to be something related to downfield again. Okay, so that means we will say it is much more or attached to a electronegative atom. That means it is something to do with Cl. Okay, and then we have a 2.3. The 2.3 obviously is for a methyl, and for this CH2 which is attached to chlorine, it is 4.5. So here B is going to be our answer. Okay, no doubt about it. All right. Okay, now again a question from electrocyclic. All right. Any examination in chemistry, always there's going to be electrocyclic questions. The major product formed in the following reaction. All right. Now here we are going to use rules in electrocyclic reactions, and for that simple rule is thermal electrocyclic 170 means thermal electrocyclic reaction. 4n plus 2 pi electrons, they will be undergoing this rotatory, whereas thermal electrocyclic reactions involves 4n pi electrons, they are on rotatory. How many electrons are there? 6 electrons are there. Okay, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Okay, all right. What we need to do, if we consider 6 electrons, then obviously we will say 6 by 2, that means 3. So we will consider the psi3 over here. We'll consider what? In the molecular orbital diagram, we'll consider psi3. As simple as that. Okay, psi3. How does psi3 look? Psi3 will be something like this. Okay, so basically in psi3 there are 2 nodes, as you can see. Psi1 will have no nodes, psi2 will have 1 node, if you remember. Now if you're doing this rotatory, that means this way it will be what? Clockwise, and that way it will be anti-clockwise. That is what this rotatory means. Okay, or you can think in this terms also, right? If you want this top side to overlap with the top side because they are in phase, what kind of rotation will you do? This rotatory. So instead of remembering this rule that you see over here, if you just know what psi3 is, and you want to make a bonding, keeping bonding in mind, you know what it will be. Again, I'm saying, if you just know what is psi3, the MO diagram of psi3, and you know that you have to make a bond between this particular lobe and that particular lobe, and you want to join them in phase, what will you do? The top one has to go clockwise, left one has to go clockwise, right one has to go anti-clockwise. That means it is this rotatory. So this is how also you can figure the things out. Now what it means, if it is this rotatory, obviously the hydrogen that was there here like this, okay, that this particular methyl is going up, so this is going down. All right, isn't it? And what about this one? That is going up, and the hydrogen that was here is now again going down. So what stereochemistry at both the methyls will be what on the top, isn't it? So that will be your answer. So here we will say answer is B. All right. Okay. Again, a question that is directly from a book. Okay. For your JAM exams, I would suggest always keep these books as a reference in your hand. Shiver Atkins, Hui, okay, Housecroft for inorganic part. For the organic part, if there is any question related to disconnection approach, obviously Stuart Warren is the best book to go for. And for your name reactions and rearrangement, you can go through Estraniel or Stuart Warren again. You will get questions directly from these books. Okay, from the text, within the text only, or from the exercise, you'll get questions. Okay, that is what my experience tells. Now, reaction over here is of BCl3 with NH4Cl at 140 produces a compound P. Further, P reacts with NaBH4 to give a colorless liquid Q. The reaction of Q with water at 100 degrees centigrade produces R and a diatomic gas. Among the following, the correct statement is, whenever you get a question like this, try to make a decision tree. Okay, BCl3 NH4Cl reacting 140 degrees centigrade, giving you P. Compound is BClNH whole thrice. Okay, if you treat this compound with NaBH4, then you get B3N3H6, which is your inorganic benzene, that is borazine. If you hydrolyze this compound, because this compound is having polar bonds, as you can see, this is your, suppose this is your B, that will be your N, and then you have your B, then you have your N, you have your B, then you have your N. Okay. Obviously, there are hydrogens. Isn't it? So this is minus, 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 plus, plus, plus. Because this molecule borazine is having polar rity on the bonds, so they, once you react with the water, they are going to be hydrolyzed, and this type of a molecule will be produced, which is your R. Now, if you match with the options, P is something like this, so which is not correct. Q is something like this, which is also given incorrect. And there is no chlorine gas that is coming out. So here only your option is going to be B. All right. I hope that clarifies the questions that were asked from 5 to 11. And thanks for listening. Have a great day.